Hey there, God and Gigs friends and family. Thank you so much for being a part of this community. I just wanted to come in and jump in. This is, really strictly to just those of you who follow this channel, who follow my page, who connect with me all year long. We're coming to the end of 2021, and I just wanted to say thank you. I wanted to tell you directly. Didn't want to type it out or send like any kind of just regular old post of Happy New Year and 2022 is going to be awesome and all that stuff, even though I probably will do that. What I really wanted to say to you and say it from my heart is um, really that you're farther along than you think you are. And I really saw this really the last 2 days. I got a chance to be in a business conference workshop environment with one of the mentors that helped me really put together the newest coaching part of God and Gigs, and just being in that room with so many entrepreneurs, Christian entrepreneurs, not all artists, but all of them creatives, because they're creating something that didn't exist before, and they're all making things. And at one point, the teacher asked everybody who's got a podcast, raise your hand. I was able to raise my hand, and then everyone who's got a YouTube channel, raise your hand. I was able to raise my hand. I looked around, and not everybody, very few actually raised their hand. And same thing for podcasts. And then it's like everybody that's got this social media channel, raise your hand. I raised my hand for everything because I'm all over the place. I've got Pinterest, and I just opened a TikTok because that's one of the exercises to open a TikTok. And as I kept raising my hand, and then he later asked, "Does anybody written a book?" And I raised my hand. I'm not saying all this to kind of like put myself in a kind of pedestal. It was more like, whoa, like I have done a lot. I have gone farther than even I feel I have. And I think a lot of times in the new year, we put so many new goals up and so many things that we haven't done. And even one gentleman I talked to at that same conference said, sometimes we look at our lack, and the first thing that the devil did was try to make us look at our lack, and instead of looking at our what we have, or what we've been blessed with. And I want to make sure that as you go into next year, as you watch this maybe at the beginning of 2022, or maybe you're watching this at the end of 2021, um, you're further along than you think. You are not necessarily the best judge of how far you've come. Sometimes you might need somebody else to look at it. Sometimes you got to really take a step back and just say, maybe I'm further along than I think I am. Maybe I need to give myself more credit. And then that can spur you on because you realize that you've gone farther than you even thought you could go on your own, or on your own strength, because God's carried you and you've had a community around you, and because you've made some good decisions in the midst of this, even to the point of being a part of this community, means that you've made a decision and you've done more for your career, your creative career, that you've cared more, that you've sacrificed more, that you've made more of a commitment to your creative calling and to impacting the world for God, no matter where you create, than anyone else probably around you in your circle. I'm not saying that to dismiss the people around you. I'm just saying you're probably more rare than you think. There's fewer than, I don't know, 1% of people in the world. That's just a guesstimate for me, but I'm pretty sure less than 1% of the world will ever do half of what you've done, and most likely will never do the things that you are doing even now. And even if you just started a YouTube channel, even if you just started producing your first track, even if you just put out your first art project, even if you just started your Twitter account to really promote yourself and share what you're doing creatively. It doesn't matter, because there's so many people that are on the sidelines not looking. And there's so many quotes that come to mind right now, and I can't quote them directly, but I know there's one that talks about, it's not the critic that counts. I think it was Theodore Roosevelt that said it's the person that's actually doing the work. You're doing the work, you're in there, and most likely, I think I'm talking to you right now, you are believing God for more. You're believing God in faith to step forward. You're believing God and you're stepping forward, trying things that you never tried before, maybe doing it scared, but you believe that God has put something in your heart to create, to make, to impact others, to entertain, to inspire. And basically, that is something that you knew you couldn't sit on, so you took a step of faith. And God is a rewarder of those who step out in faith, because that Hebrews verse that says that the evidence is faith. Faith is the evidence of the things you don't see, and that you can't even do that unless You believe God and you believe that He's a rewarder of those that diligently seek Him. So as you're seeking Him and you're seeking your creative calling and your purpose to be fulfilled, I pray you remember you're farther along than you think. Okay? God bless you. Thank you so much for being a part of this. I just wanted to say this directly to you. Again, for all those who are just watching me for the first time, if you're watching this YouTube, thank you for even giving me a chance. Definitely subscribe and check out the rest of the videos that we'll be putting out on this channel. But for all of us that are in the Gallagher's community, hope that you'll see 2022, it's hard to say, right? 2022 as the most blessed year yet, and that you would double down on everything that God has put in your heart to achieve. God bless you guys.